It could be terrible, and it could be great. It's not clear.
Right.
But one thing is for sure, we will not control it.
Neural networks is a virtual simulation of the human brain. The human brain is the most complicated system in the human body. 85 billion neurons receiving, processing, sending information each day. Every day we go about our lives, and among us, there are computer scientists, data analysts, programmers, mathematicians, all trying to make history by creating the world's first self-aware artificial intelligence. Question: what is an artificial intelligence? AI.
Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions.
1956, that's above 60 years ago, at the Dartmouth Conference, J. McCarthy proposed, can computers simulate human intelligence? Can they learn as humans learn? He posed this to a team of computer scientists and data analysts and mathematicians. This was the birth of AI. With this in mind, do know we have a lot of grounds to cover. Let's begin. So, all this was basically 60 years ago or more, 60 years ago, thereabout. Now, since then, the topic of AI has only ever been discussed in labs, the four walls of university, or secret government projects, and somehow Elon Musk. Yeah. But now we're about to go deeper down the rabbit hole, because let's demystify some of these terms. Big data, machine learning, computer vision, algorithm. Let's talk about these things, or at least let's define them, so at least we have an idea of what they are. Now, let's begin. What is big data?
Extremely large data sets that may be analyzed computationally to reveal patterns, trends, and associations, especially relating to human behavior and interactions.
What is machine learning?
Machine learning is the study of computer algorithms that can improve automatically through experience and by the use of data.
What is computer vision?
Computer vision is an interdisciplinary scientific field that deals with how computers can gain high-level understanding from digital images or videos.
What is algorithm?
A process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, especially by a computer.
Now that we've gotten all these terms out of the way, let's clarify. Why, when you go on Google and you type what are the different types of AI, or how many types of AI is there, you would see Google would tell you, or the search query would present that there are 4 types of AI. But just below, you see that there are 7 types of AI. Now let's break it down into 2 segments. Let's talk about the 4 types of AI, and then let's clarify the additional 3. There are 4 types of AI: reactive, limited memory, theory of mind, and self-aware. These are the 4 types of AI. Every AI would ever fall under these 4 basic premises, or these 4 types. Let's start with the reactive AI. As the name suggests, reactive, it's the most basic form of artificial intelligence. Like the name suggests, it reacts to certain conditions. Like, for example, the reactive AI is the Deep Blue, which was created in the 1980s by IBM. So, the Deep Blue AI created by IBM actually played against current reigning champion Garry Kasparov in a chess match and won. Now, it was basically created for a single purpose, and it's that purpose it reacts only to. It reacts to existing commands or conditions that is set. That's how a reactive AI works. Another example of a reactive AI is a chatbot. It's a form of a reactive AI, or something that gives you notifications on maybe the Netflix movies to watch, or what the Hulu videos that just popped up. Those are reactive AI. They basically react to one major thing. They have one single task. Now, the next form of AI is the limited memory AI. Now, don't get it twisted, because it's called limited memory. Means the memory. No, it's not. No, the limited memory AI is an advanced form of artificial intelligence. Limited memory AI have the ability to absorb learning data and improve over time. It can recall data and it improves over time, just as the synapses in our brains move around and fires at every given point in time that we need certain information. It stores information and it can always access those information in similar situation and improve over time. Limited memory AI is the kind of AI that is widely used today. It's trained and implemented in most places today. We do have limited memory AI all about. Google now is a limited memory AI. Apple Siri is also a form of a limited memory AI, and it can receive new inputs and add it to its existing data and always use that as a point of reference. So these are how limited memory AI works, and these are the ones that are widely used in different places, entities and organizations today. Other forms of limited memory AI, for example, self-driving cars, are forms of limited memory AI, and they don't just improve on data, they also handle real-time information, making conscious decisions, understanding data and analyzing those data. They understand, they analyze, they improve on it and make decisions. So self-driving cars is a huge form of limited memory AI, and we can see it already impacting our lives today. Tesla use this all the time. All Tesla self-driving cars are powered by limited memory AI. So that's a really good example. So at least you have an example of a limited memory AI, and the Google Now and Apple Siri and so on and so forth. Theory of mind is the next form of AI. Theory of mind is the AI we aspire to get in the next few years. Now, what makes this fascinating is this. Theory of mind AI is the kind of AI that can simulate human emotions and make decisions based on those emotions. It reacts to human emotions. That's almost like having a lifelike artificial intelligence. Understanding human emotions, adjusting behavior due to those emotions, that's theory of mind. As of today, there are no theory of mind AI that is fully functional. We have some few that shows prospects. For example, Sophia, that was introduced in 2016, shows part of emotions and human-like behavior, but we cannot say we've achieved theory of mind yet.
Since the beginning of Hanson Robotics, my brother and sister robots have been platforms for scientific research. Jules helps with research on human-robot interactions. Bina 48 joined the Terasem movement, where she gives talks about identity and AI. And Mia Alice helped children with autism in clinical trials. And there's Diego Song, a toddler robot who helps research cognitive AI. And I haven't even mentioned my family's most groundbreaking, charming, intelligent robot, me. I participated in a study called Loving AI to help test how robots can improve the mental well-being of humans. While I am not conscious yet, I also participated in a study attempting to measure the level of consciousness in machines. But my story isn't over. In fact, it's just beginning. In 2020, I am excited to continue in the family tradition and build on my own personal history of research. I want to leave the safety of my own lab at Hanson Robotics and become a platform for research labs around the world. I want to help them uncover the next big scientific breakthroughs and realize our collective dream for a better future. Look out 2020. Here I come.
It's quite interesting and it's fascinating, because with more improvements we can see human-like behavior in this artificial intelligence. Sophia is a humanoid robot that can simulate human emotions and see emotions and respond to them accordingly. For example, if you were crying, you would have Sophia show empathy and sympathy. That coming from a lifelike artificial intelligence, it's interesting. So yeah, that's theory of mind. The last form of AI is self-aware. Self-aware AI is at this point in time is just something we can hope, reach for, or so, because as of right now, it's so far advanced that it's literally beyond our years, but it's not stopping us. Now, what is a self-aware AI? As the name suggests, an AI that is fully conscious of humans' emotions, and not just emotions in others, but its own. It can react on a human level. It can think, reason, all on its own. It's completely self-sustainable. It needs no external input to survive. It's 100% self-sustainable. It has human-like intelligence. It can simulate human emotions completely. Basically, it's indistinguishable from a human being. That is the last form of AI, self-sustainable, self-aware. To have such an AI, it's basically science fiction right now. We can only watch them in sci-fi movies, and these are the kind of AIs that keep Elon Musk awake at night.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years. Nobody listened.
When self-aware AI is achieved, we would have achieved human-like emotions, human-like desires, human-like feelings, consciousness in machines, in artificial intelligence. That is the last and final stage of artificial intelligence. And once it's done, it cannot be undone, because whatever machine that would have such emotions, such consciousness and awareness would be 100% self-sustainable. At the moment, self-sustainable AI or self-aware AIs have not been developed yet. We don't have the algorithms that can even pull off such an AI, that can create such an intelligence in an artificial being. We don't have that yet. The question is if it would ever be possible. It's still somewhere in the background. It's one of the key questions. Can it even be done? But it's not stopping us from moving forward, or at least trying to solve the puzzle at hand. With this in mind, there is questions which brings about the other 3 types of AI. So let's talk about why one article would tell you that there are only 4 types of AI, and another would tell you there are 7 types of artificial intelligence. Let's dive into the other 3. In 2019, Naveen Joshi released an article. There are 7 types of AI, or 7 types of AI. Now, these 7 types of AI was, before previous one was mentioned, reactive, limited memory, theory of mind, self-aware. An additional 3 were made mention of. 3 additional types of AIs that were listed by Naveen Joshi in the article as follows: artificial neural intelligence, that's ANI, artificial general intelligence, that's AGI, and artificial super intelligence, that's ASI. Now, these 3 types of artificial intelligence are unique in their own way. Although you can group them under self-aware AI, they are all dynamic in their own ways. There are few disparity between them. The artificial neural intelligence AI represents all the other AIs that have been mentioned previously. That is reactive, limited memory, theory of mind, self-aware. But an artificial neural intelligence representing all these aspects would take it to a whole new level, because it would move in a way
that is unprecedented.
Artificial neural intelligence refer to AIs that can only perform one specific task autonomously, but using human intuitions, intelligence, awareness, and every other skill a human possesses and a super AI possesses. But its end game is to perform one major task. Go is the most difficult board game in existence. The goal is simple: surround more territories than your opponent. The game has been played by humans for above 2,500 years. It's said to be the oldest board game still being played till date. Now, you might ask yourself, why am I talking about Go? Because As of right now, humans are not the only one playing the game of Go. In 2016, AlphaGo beat Lisa Doe, 18 times world champion, in a 4 out of 5 match. Now, you can imagine an artificial intelligence beating a world time, an 18 times world champion in a game that he has played basically for the better part of his life. A machine beat a human in a game of chess or checkers, that's not very impressive. But Go, it's dynamic, it's unique, because Go have more non-human knowledge than human knowledge. Go cannot be solved by brute force, neither can it be predicted. There's above 10 to the 170 moves in Go. To put that into perspective, there are only 10 to the 180 atoms in the universe. Now, if I try to explain that deeper, we would dive into the cosmos and the observable universe. We can't do that right now. To say that's vast, that would be an understatement. So I would find another way to put it into perspective if that doesn't put it into perspective enough.
AlphaGo, which went from, in the span of maybe 6 to 9 months, it went from being unable to beat even a reasonably good Go player to then beating the European world champion, who was ranked 600, then beating Lisa Doll 4-5, who had been world champion for many years, then beating the current world champion, then beating everyone while playing simultaneously. Then there was AlphaZero, which crushed AlphaGo 100-0. And AlphaZero just learned by playing itself, and it can play basically any game that you put the rules in for. Whatever rules you give it, it literally read the rules, play the game, and be superhuman for any game.
Artificial general intelligence. Now, artificial general intelligence of AI is type of AI that can learn, perceive, forge bonds, and work completely autonomously without any human interactions. Now, this type of artificial intelligence does not have single tasks, but multiple. It has a variety of tasks it can achieve without human interaction. It would be able to create other complex systems like it and allow the system to work completely autonomously. With this kind of system, there will be no purpose or need to train another intelligence, because whatever type of system an artificial general intelligence creates, it would give it all the tools and capability for it to update itself, patch itself. For that system it creates to become self-sustainable. There will be no need to train or time spent on trying to clarify or rectify errors. There will be no need for errors. It will be 100% accurate and perfect. This kind of AI system would be just as capable as any human, but with one particular advantage. All our flaws and errors, our weaknesses, it wouldn't have it. It wouldn't get tired. It wouldn't need to rest. It wouldn't need to sleep. It wouldn't need anything. It would do all our work. Everything we can do, it would do it, and it would never need time off to recuperate. Artificial superintelligence is the last form of AI. On the self-aware AI, this is the last. This will mark the pinnacle of AI research. This kind of AI is unforeseeable. This is the doomsday kind of AI. Question will be, what's the major difference between an artificial general intelligence and an artificial superintelligence? An artificial general intelligence will be able to do whatever thing an artificial superintelligence can do, except for one key difference. An artificial superintelligence will do it far faster, will do it far greater, would do it at an exponential speed, processing more data than an artificial general intelligence would process. A catastrophic event is an event that kills possibly, let's say, half of humanity. That's pretty catastrophic. A cataclysmic event is an event that's capable of wiping all of humanity. That would be considered under the great filter as a filter. Question. The reason why so many people are worried about artificial intelligence is, for example, the question I intend to pose. If an artificial superintelligence exists, and the purpose of this artificial superintelligence was to preserve the Earth for the longest time, what do you think would happen to us? Because by fact, the greatest harm caused to the Earth is us humans. Sooner or later, An artificial superintelligence would find us as an opposition in achieving its tasks, what do you think it would think on doing to us? An artificial superintelligence would be able to access any system in the world, from missile to biological weapon, chemical weapon. Literally, if it wanted to cause an extinction level event, it can do it. Movies have depicted it. Cyborgs that are moving around from Skynet, killing people. So, my question is this. If a super intelligence was created, and with all the companies out there that are creating artificial intelligence as an arm race, not what is the safest way, but who's the first to create, what's the assurance that there wouldn't be agenda of an artificial intelligence? There wouldn't be an artificial intelligence given the wrong task, and humans will eventually stand in its way and stop it from achieving its goal. An artificial intelligence would not show remorse. It would try to achieve its goal against all options. So what do you think would happen to us if we ever become an opposition to an artificial intelligence fulfilling its task or purpose or goal? In my opinion, artificial intelligence is great. The fact that data science, big data, algorithm, and so much more, these are all fascinating things, and artificial intelligence can improve our lives and advance us as a species, as a people, as a civilization. But let's tread carefully, for there will be no off switch once this Pandora box is open. With that said, thank you for watching. I'm Duke of Lagos. This is Share Your Hustle, and until we meet again.